There's no voice. Only the PPT is playing.
Okay, okay. Let me just check.
Yeah.
And defense. Welcome to CoboTalks, a monthly seminar series. Second Wednesday every month since 14th October 2020. 20 plus speakers presented on cobotics. Our collaborating partners: IHFC, BIRD, Cognitive Science Program, a Department of Humanities and Social Sciences. I have Foundation for Cobotics, Technology Innovation Hub of IIT Delhi, a national mission on interdisciplinary cyber physical systems by DST, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India in March 2020. A Section 8 company, I Have Foundation for Robotics, IHFC, was incorporated on June 13, 2020. About IHFC. Advances in sensing, computation, and autonomy are enabling robots and autonomous systems to enter real-world domains such as manufacturing, defense, medical, agriculture, etc., where machines must work alongside and interact with humans. We are entering an era of manned and unmanned teaming where humans and robotic systems must work together towards common goals. The four verticals of IHFC: medical, agriculture, industry, and defense. Our goals: human robot collaboration for enhancing human capability and reducing risk and improving productivity. Our objectives: research on novel technology areas of robotics and automation science, development of products for benefit of society, inculcation of startups, and promoting entrepreneurship in India. Our CQ: concept, collaborate, commercialize. From research to product. Grand projects of IHFC: medical simulator, human robot interaction control, rehabilitation robotics, drone applications, healthcare robotics, human robot interaction intelligence, intelligent sensing and secure communication, and Industry 4.0. BIRD, a center of excellence at IIT Delhi. About BIRD. Biologically inspired robots and drones. The Center of Excellence on Board Biologically Inspired Robots and Drones at IIT Delhi is an evolution from its humble research activities, which began a few decades ago by its faculty drawn from the Department of Mechanical, Electrical, and Computer Science Engineering. Bird has 10 plus projects, industrial and academic, 27 plus members, including faculty, students, and technical staff across various departments of IIT Delhi, 150 plus publication in international and national conference and journals, 9 years of experience. Cognitive Science Program, a Department of Humanities and Social Sciences at IIT Delhi. Cognitive Science Group at IIT Delhi is to create a knowledge pool that can address relevant problems under the ambit of human cognition both for India and the world at large. It helps students acquire a strong background in theoretical frameworks and empirical approaches of one or more areas of cognitive science. Cognitive science is an emerging new field of study that endeavors to study the mind from multiple perspectives and disciplines by combining ideas, principles, and methods from psychology, linguistics, philosophy, computer science, and neuroscience. This knowledge is applied for developing a better understanding of how our minds, brains work while creating better products, tools, services, and policies. CoboTalks, leading the way in the human robot collaboration space. IHFC.
That's great. Thank you very much. Can we all also have the video about IHFC? This is about Corbo Talks, but can we have the video on IHFC? Thank you.
See, everything is gonna change. Whatever you look around yourself, I think everything will change. All these technologies, they are going to be very, very significant in our life.
We envision that we are going to use robotics and humans and the human robotic interface for improvement of society.
That our focus should be human robot interactions. Human robot interaction means that human intelligence with robot's precision. We are called cobotics. Cobotics means collaborative robotics, where human beings and robot work together.
We work on technologies of the future. We look at ways in which these technologies will actually get deployed. We in this, we work with industry.
So we have chosen four major thrust areas, we call it. One is called the medical robotics. The second is the defense robotics. Third is the agriculture robotics. The industry 4.0 and industry 5.0.
We're trying to build an ecosystem here. When we talk about ecosystem, it starts from the kind of research capabilities that we are able to build. How is that we are able to instill the sense of commercialization in all those activities? We should talk about how is that research getting translated into products. So I think we want to be that ecosystem. We want to be that enabler, which is making that possible.
We've also got a large number of research projects and technology development. We are also creating common infrastructure, for instance, in the area of medical simulation, in the area of drones, which can be used by a whole group, so that we are trying to create an innovation ecosystem in the field of cobotics.
Some of the research, for example, prosthetic hands done by Tezpur University, the professor tells that it is undergoing field trials with the doctors. So that's a kind of a positive that it is reaching towards the markets. Coming to the startup funding, we are very happy that one of the startup companies from IT Delhi, Botlab Dynamics, whom we funded last year, they could show 1,000 drone swarming on 29th of January last year, which made the country fourth in the world. So that's a pride on us because we have been contributing to that part.
What an industry can offer and academia can't. What an academia can offer, industry can't. If we all come together, that's the real value proposition for a startup. I think that is what we are trying to build through a collaboration.
Mission of IHFC and the mission of IIT Delhi, there's a lot of synergy. And so we are treating IHFC as an extension of the things that we anyway want to do. So we've been supportive in terms of our students, our researchers, our admin and our infrastructure. We also have our faculty members writing proposals, and so some of the projects done by IHFC are actually implemented in our institute.
So we would like to see it as a global company. And when I say global company, it's a research aggregator. The way we have structured ourselves.
When we talk about DCP or MCC or Ready program, these are some of the initiatives. When we are talking about students who have an intention to work in the domain of research and development, they need to be supported. They have still not made up their mind as to if they are going to start a job, they are going to start a startup, they are going to work a little bit more in terms of whatever they are passionate about. We want to give them a platform. That is what Ready is all about.
Then we are creating two specialized centers, which we call Medical Cobotic Center. It will be done in collaboration with IIT Delhi. The second one is the drone technology part.
And the reason we have selected Sonipat is that it is away from this red zone. So it's an easy place to test. It's an easy place to bring everyone together. So we want to create an ecosystem for testing, manufacturing, research and development, startups, incubation, training, all these put together in that space.
The first goal of success would be creating an impact in society through some value add in terms of technologies and ideas.
I would definitely want IHFC to make an impact wherein we see our ecosystem coming together to see that we as an entity, we as a country, we as an ecosystem are able to build products on our own. And that is what we want to do as a part of IHFC.
That was really wonderful, and as you can see that IHFC is clearly in the right direction with focus on drones, and we thought that no better than a specialist to come and give you a CoboTalks on drone technology and what is the latest thing that's happening in drone technology. The speaker we've been the esteemed speaker that we are joined with today, Krithiga, is not only you could say a drone specialist herself, but she is a technologist. She's into robotics. She's also into drone manufacturing, and she has been a mentor to a lot of students. We are very privileged to have her as a partner on all our drone projects as Jet Aerospace. And she has been a very active participant as a partner in training many young minds from IIT as well as in the drone ecosystem. Let it be on drone technology or let it be on drone photography. Krithiga is a specialist in all, and we are so honored and privileged that today she's joined to actually impart her valuable knowledge to you. Before I invite Krithiga onto the stage, I would like to know if Ashutosh has joined the Kobotalk session by now. I know he was driving, so it could have been difficult. Ashutosh, did you manage to join? No, I don't think so. But I would like to invite someone who's worked very, very closely with Krithiga and has been instrumental in what is Drone Technology Park of IHFC at Sonipat, at IIT Sonipat today. They both have worked very closely together, and in fact are launching many courses, one starting from next week at DTP. You can see more details on our website. But I would like to invite our Vice President of Operation, Mr. Narendra Gaur, if he's present, to please speak and welcome Krithiga. And you worked closely with her, sir. So please do share with us what you feel and why we're honored to have her with us today.
Yeah, thanks, Priya, and thank you, Kritika, for coming on this platform and giving us the opportunity and our guests and these people who are joining to get abreast with the latest technology which is drone. And just for everyone, this session is going to be really very encouraging and very informative from technical as well as from the commercial point of view, how we can use drones in various applications. And Kritika is has expertise in telling students and people like army and the other entrepreneurs also how these applications are going to benefit the social life as well as the industry, how they are going to make changes in the industry. So Kritika has been instrumental in giving a different platform to IIT Sonipat in developing the drone technology park. And currently she has conducted few workshops out there and some training program. Apart from this, we have a collaboration with Nectar, and Kritika has also been instrumental in developing another drone training center in Guwahati with the help of Nectar. So, not taking too much of time, I would like to welcome Kritika to give their best knowledge about drones to our audience, and I hope this will be really fruitful for every one of us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Welcome, Krithiga. And I would really encourage you to also share with them on the chat box your email ID and where one can reach you to know more about all the future programs and trainings you're having on drone in DTP as well as other sectors. Do put it in the chat box later to contact you. And now I hand over the mic to you, Krithiga, to completely train all these wonderful enthusiasts who have joined us today. Thank you, Krithiga. Over to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and also Narendra sir for welcoming me. I hope I'm audible and everybody can hear me.
Yes, Krithiga, we can.
So I would like to thank IHFC first of all for inviting me to this CoboTalks. So my personal thanks to Professor Subir Kumar Saha sir. So he called me and invited me to this talk. And I also would like to thank Ashutosh sir, Narendra sir, and all the other team members in IHFC because it will be really wonderful working with all of you. Away from Kerala, when I come to Delhi, whatever we are doing together, it will be really, let's say, new experience for me, as well as it will be really good to be associated with people who are mentoring and creating a change in the entire drone ecosystem in India. So I just have a quick introduction about myself as well as about our company, and then I'll just go to the technical session of today. So basically, as ma'am was introducing, I'm Krithiga. I am currently the CEO of Jet Aerospace Drone Manufacturing Hub. I hope everybody can see my screen.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. So we Jet Aerospace, initially we were Jet Aerospace Aviation Research Center, and now we are Jet Aerospace Drone Manufacturing Hub. So we work in manufacturing of drones, and we also provide services with respect to drones, and we are also into skill development in the drone technology field. So we are almost working for past 12 years in this sector, and we have more than 17 center of excellences at various educational institutions. Each center of excellence will be dedicatedly working on certain industry, or let's say in country specific problem, and particularly we are working in R&D with respect to drone technology in this center, and we also impart skill development as part of the center's activity. And apart from center of excellences, we are operating at 4 places currently. One, we have our head office at Palakkad, And we also work in PSD group of institutions, Coimbatore. We have our PSD drone research lab, which we have collaboratively established there at PSD. And we are also working in the IIT Delhi Sonipat campus in the drone technology park along with IHFC. And apart from this, we are also working with Nectar, Northeast Center for Technology and Reach, so which is a body under Department of Science and Technology again in Guwahati, Assam. So all these centers, we are actively trying to promote drone technology and some best services to the entire nation. And myself, I have 7 years of experience in drone technology in various, I can say, aspects of drone technology, like development of drone or flying of drone, as well as in terms of skill development. I have been like trainer for many sessions, and I am also a DGCA certified drone pilot and instructor. And like we will be soon establishing our own RPTO, so that is also another thing about our company. So now coming to the introduction, I would just like to keep the session interactive. Can someone from the participants tell me what is your ideas regarding UAV, the term UAV?
Unmanned aerial vehicle.
Okay, thank you. So unmanned aerial vehicle is the abbreviation for UAV, and whatever we are seeing which is flying without human beings inside, we can call it a UAV, unmanned aerial vehicle. So right from paper rockets, gliders, anything, even drones are UAVs. So anything which is flying without human beings on board can be called as UAV. And if I need to specifically name a UAV as drone, then the UAV must be autonomous. When I say autonomous, the drone must be capable of operating in certain automatic feature or condition. So if a drone is flying and if the drone's battery gets low below certain percentage, then the drone will decide and automatically come back to the takeoff point without the intervention of pilot. So that we call as return to home or smart return to home. So which is, I can say, as autonomous feature inbuilt in a drone for its safety. And apart from this, if at all the drone is facing any issue in terms of communication with respect to the ground control, then the drone will automatically come back to the takeoff point, which is again smart return to home for second reason. Apart from this, a drone can travel to any destination without being piloted by a human, which we call as waypoint or autopiloting. So these are certain examples of autonomous features. So when a UAV possesses this autonomous feature, then it can be called as a drone. So that is the basic difference between these two terms, unmanned aerial vehicle and drones. Now coming to the types. So we can, in UAVs, even in drones, we have different names for different configurations of the UAV. So the first term I would like to discuss here is about RC plane. So it is nothing but it is a plane or aircraft like UAV which is controlled by your RC transmitters. So that's why it's called as radio control plane or RC plane, and it has all the dynamics, conditions, or the performance of a real-time aircraft, but in a scaled down way, in a smaller size. So now coming to the word UAV. So as I already told, UAV refers to everything which is flying without human beings, and also most specifically, the UAVs will be working on any particular application. Let's say a UAV will be employed or deployed in certain applications like weather monitoring, pollution monitoring, fire monitoring. So if the body is just flying through a remote control, then you can call it as RC plane, multi-rotor, etc. But if it is working for any specific mission or any specific application, then we can call it a UAV. Like for example, weather monitoring UAV, pollution monitoring UAV, this way. And finally, coming to drones again, it is with respect to the autonomous feature. So apart from these three terms, we also have other terms like hybrid VTOL. You can see here a VTOL. VTOL refers to vertical takeoff and landing. So this VTOL is nothing but this is a hybrid body having the structure of a fixed wing UAV and rotors are basically multi-rotors. You can see the multi-rotor configuration here. So in multi-rotor configuration, you do not have any aerodynamic shape except your propeller. So without the help of aerodynamic shape, or without the help of any natural force generating bodies, the multi-rotor will totally depend on the rotors which it has, which is nothing but motor and propeller. So it will be purely performing, or I can say generate any force with the help of these rotors. That's why they are called like multi-rotors. Multi-rotor is basically having more than one rotor. That's why they are called multi-rotor. So when you combine both multi-rotor and fixed wing together, you get this VTOL configuration, where you have body of a fixed wing UAV and there will be multiple rotors present in it. VTOL refers to vertical takeoff and landing, where the body can take off vertically 90 degree from ground and it can land again 90 degree towards ground without any horizontal movement like your aircrafts. So this is the basic configurations in your UAVs and drones. So we also have another term in drone technology called UAS, unmanned aerial system. So unmanned aerial system or unmanned aircraft system is basically nothing but your control which is present in ground as well as the UAV that is flying in air. So together we can call it UAS, unmanned aerial system. So the basic work of any UAS will be to collect the data with respect to drone, process that data and transport this data to the ground control station. So with the help of this three process, you will be able to control a UAV successfully from ground for long range or let's say very risky complex mission. Sorry. I will just request participant to mute your mic. Somebody's mic is on. So now coming to the term ground control stations, basically when you control a UAV or a drone, you need a transmitter, which is radio control transmitter. That is for a small scale or low range, low distance operations. Now coming to ground control station, it is the setup which is there in ground, which allows you to control the UAVs and drones for a longer distance or longer range. Range means your distance covered by the UAV while flying. So that is your range. So now ground control station is used for long range operations, and also it will be more precise and you will be able to understand each and every aspect of drone through this ground control station. You can see the tracking of your drone. You will be able to understand the payload or whatever sensor the drone is carrying. The data of that will be transferred to this ground control station. So ground control station can be like actual cockpit in ground. It can also be like a laptop or a suitcase that you can carry. So ground control station is there in different sizes. So now before going for operation of drones or using the drones in India, we need to understand certain rules and regulations that needs to be followed. So basically we DGCA, the Director General of Civil Aviation under Ministry of Civil Aviation. I again
We are getting some external noise. Can everybody mute their mic other than the speaker? Yep, please go ahead.
Thank you. Yes. So basically we can classify the drones based on their weight. So this classification is provided by Director General of Civil Aviation, DGCA, under Ministry of Civil Aviation. So we have like 5 categories. So first is our nano drones, which is weighing less than 250 grams of weight. We have micro drones, which is weighing between 250 grams to 2 kg. And we have small drones which weighs between 2 kg to 25 kg, and we have medium drones which weighs between 25 kg to 150 kg, and large drones which is having more than 150 kg like weight carrying capacity. So this is the classification: nano, micro, small, medium and large. So in this categorization, actually we don't require any permission, or there is no restriction for operating nano drone anywhere, Apart from this, micro can also be used for certain research and development purposes and academic purposes. So all the commercial drones are either small, medium or large category. So this is how, as of now, the restrictions are. So now coming to the operational restrictions or space restrictions. So we call the area where we operate our drone as airspace. So the airspace is basically split into 3 zones by DGCA. So you have green zone, yellow zone and red zone. So first, let me just share something about red zone. So red zone is the area where the UAVs cannot fly without permission. It is completely restricted. You cannot fly in red zone unless and otherwise it is absolutely necessary. So the permission must be obtained from Airport Authority of India as well as the air traffic control, depending on which kind of red zone it is. Red zone itself is split into various categories, like you have airport red zone, the area which is very close to airport. So you can take permission from Airport Authority of India for operating in this particular red zone, and also you need to take permission from Air Traffic Control ATC. So you have temporary red zone. So temporary red zone is imposed by the government body of any local authority or any local authority. So basically that is for certain political or any other administrative purposes of that state or let's say city. So that is a type of red zone, temporary red zone, and you have like normal red zone, which is apart from this airport red zone and temporary red zone. So what I'm trying to emphasize is it's not purely always getting permission from AAI, that is Airport Authority of India, will allow us to fly drone in red zone. We need to take the appropriate permission, and we need from the body who has imposed that red zone. Only then we'll be able to operate the drone in red zone. Now coming to yellow zone. So yellow zone is a zone where you can fly, but with permission from the authorities like air traffic control and DGCA. So this is your yellow zone's condition, and you have green zone. So green zone is the area where no permission is required. So everybody is good to go. We can fly our drones in green zone. So again, this zonal restriction is applicable for all types of drones. It can be either commercial, it can be academic, it can be let's say experimental prototype drones, everything. So it purely depends on the exact location where we are flying also. So now this is the airspace map. So you can get to know all this details regarding the regulations we need to follow in digitalsky.dgca.gov.in. So that is the website created by DGCA. So in the website, you will be able to register your drone. You will be able to get your license for operating your drone. You will be able to get the type certification for the drone. Like if you are a manufacturer, the drone must be type certified for manufacturing as well as for selling of this drone. So all aspects is covered in this Digital Sky website. You can please visit the website for more information. And apart from this restriction in terms of location as well as the categorization, if you are operating drones for commercial purpose, so when I say commercial purpose, it means that when you're operating drones for any money earning or revenue generating purpose, then we have certain rules to be followed. First, your drone must be registered with DGCA. So we should get something called unique identification number or UIN. So once you register your drone with DGCA, you will get this UIN number, and we need to have this UIN number on our drone somewhere. It needs to be sticked or it needs to be permanently embedded on the drone's body. Second thing, the person who is operating the drone must possess a pilot license, drone pilot license from RPTO, which is Remote Pilot Training Organization, authorized by DGCA. And apart from this, if we are operating in any location, of course, you need to take permission in terms of the zonal restriction from DGCA. So without this, if we are operating drones, so we will be, having a penalty. If the crime rate or let's say the intensity of the problem where you have used drone is very high, then it might even get you a warrant, non-bailable warrant as well. So drone also has laws like other sectors. please do follow the law. As a person in drone industry, I would like request all the participants to be aware of what to do, what not to do. So far we are good. If you have any questions, you can ask me.
Krithiga, we will take up the questions maybe at the end of the
Okay.
session.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Right. So next, actually, I'm going to speak about this launching system. So first off, this launching system is required only for fixed wing UAVs. So fixed wing UAVs, or let's say RC planes, or UAVs which looks like aircraft. So now first we have this pneumatic catapult. Pneumatic catapult means you can see inclined black color slider and a stand to it, with it. So the UAV will be attached to this stand, and the stand will be released so that the UAV, is being pushed out of the stand. So it's like a catapult mechanism. That's why it's named as pneumatic catapult. And the actuator here is not hydraulic. It is based on pressurized air. That's why it is pneumatic catapult system. And second, you have air launch. So you can carry the UAVs on the wing of an actual aircraft, and you can launch it at certain altitude. So this is your air launching of the UAV. So this helps the UAV. How, if you ask me, it is helping in terms of creating the required aerodynamic forces. So all the bodies like which looks like aircraft, they are called as aerodynamic bodies. Even if the body is placed in any airflow, the body is capable of generating the forces called aerodynamic forces. So when you carry it even without power, the shape of the body will be such that it can create this aerodynamic forces. So that's why carrying it in an actual aircraft and launching it improves the UAV's performance. And now we have jet assisted takeoff, rocket assisted takeoff. So you will have a permanent, or let's say the main propulsion system present in your UAV. But apart from that main propulsion system, only during your takeoff, you will be having a thruster. So the thruster principle in some cases might be jet, that is pushing out of hot gases through a contracting area. It can also be in the basis of rocket engine principle, that is rocket assisted takeoff. So they are like temporary engines attached during the takeoff only, like how you have for rockets. Initial liftoff phase, you need more thrust, so therefore you will have thrusters. Similarly for takeoff and for better takeoff, you use such technologies. And then you have runway launch, where your UAV will be actually taking off like a aircraft. It makes a ground run on runway and then it takes off. So that's your runway launch. And vertical takeoff and landing, which is nothing but your drone takes off vertically, lands vertically 90-degree from your ground. And hand launching, if your UAV is actually very small and the weight of the UAV is very less, then you can go for this hand launching method, where you can just throw the UAV and then you can pilot it with the help of your transmitter. So that is hand launching. And you have drone hand launch. So you are just holding the drone in your hand and you are taking off. So this is very helpful when you don't find a proper surface for takeoff. It can be a situation where you don't have a terrain which is flat or leveled. It can be a situation that you are in a moving object like ship or any other car or any other surface. So therefore you use this hand launch method. Apart from this, finally we have a recovery method. So general recovery method is nothing but when you do a vertical takeoff, you come back and land vertically again. So that goes for both your multi-rotor as well as this VTOL. Apart from this, you also do a recovery method for fixed wing UAVs, like how your aircrafts come back and land. So that is the conventional recovery for a fixed wing UAV. Now parachute recovery is an emergency, or let's say special recovery system. Whenever you don't find proper space for landing the UAV, fixed wing UAV, you just go for this parachute recovery. So you just switch off your UAV. So UAV will not be operating, it will not produce any force. You just push out your parachute and the parachute will carry this UAV down safely without crashing. So it is basically when you don't find a proper area for landing. So when we take a fixed wing UAV, it requires at least 2 football grounds. No, you have football playgrounds, so you need that space for properly making a recovery, or let's say return to ground. So if you don't find that space, if you have a lot of aerial obstacles, then you have to go for parachute recovery. So these are certain systems which we are using for better operations of UAV. And now I would like to discuss regarding the applications of UAV. So there are like traditional applications, like you can use your drones for photography, videography. You use them for surveillance. We use them for inspection. We also use them for agriculture purpose. Now I can say almost drones and UAVs are there in every field, every industry, but I'm just discussing some of the recent applications so that you can be aware of how develop how developed the technology is. So now the first thing is deep learning technology embedded in drone. So a camera will just understand how the objects are. The object can be anything. In our case, it's for detecting fights in a crowded area. So the movement of the object, depending on the speed and the way the object is moving, the drone will understand that they are fighting and they'll just highlight them. You can see a frame which is highlighting this person. We can also make it more effective by understanding who is this person fighting. We can get the data of the person as well through a drone. So that is deep learning and drone detecting fight. The same technology can be used in an overcrowded situation also. So in this situation, if somebody is facing a medical emergency, if we are doing a ground work to understand who is affected, it will be really let's say it will be really delayed. So but if you're using a drone and you're understanding what is happening in the crowd, where the person is affected, it just reduces your time and you will be able to identify the person very quickly. It is also again artificial intelligence based camera, and you understand the elements or objects movement, and you say what is unusual about that movement. We have face detection drone. So face detection drone is basically your drone will identify someone just by looking at them. So you can use this face detection technique for various applications. Like you can use for attendance. Let's say in your college you have an auditorium, you have everybody inside. You want to understand who all are present. We can fly the drone and we can just understand. Okay, these students are present, so the drone will be giving you the name and roll number of the person. So in this drone, like we should already give the details to drone. So we should let the drone understand who it is going to recognize. So you will be giving some inputs to drone, and drone will analyze based on that input. So this is your face detection drone. The same technique can be used for other operations, like understanding any bird or animal or even other objects, like your logistic operations also. You can use this detection. Instead of face, it can be any other objects. That's what I'm just trying to emphasize. And this is again with respect to deep learning. So a drone can differentiate the vehicle present in a locality. So the red frame is highlighting the vehicle which is heavy in nature. Green frame is highlighting the vehicle which is small and which is actually, let's say, non-commercial. It can be personal vehicle. So that's what we are trying to monitor through this application. Package handling drones. Your drones can be used for arranging packages in a particular area, like your warehouses or other storage areas. It will be really helpful. Instead of a person, drones can do this effectively at a very less amount of time. So that is this package handling drones advantage. And this is barcode scanning. So if in a warehouse or any storage facility, if the these parcels or packages needs to be transported, so they'll be grouped as per the location to which it needs to be transported. So with this barcode scanning drone, you can understand the packages are grouped properly or not. You can verify it once before the transportation. So it is fully autonomous. Even the earlier drone which we were talking for package handling is also autonomous. and all the data stored will be digital, so it will be easy for us to refer and understand the outcome. And now we have fruit picking drone. So this drone basically understands the size of the fruit as well as with respect to color, and it can differentiate the fruits. Like if I have a farm, I have different fruits. If I want to particularly pick only certain fruits, then I can go for this technology. So it is fruit picking with respect to color and size of the fruit. And you have robotic arm drone. So all the earlier technologies also used robotic arm. So this is a generalized drone where robotic arm is a payload. You can use it for any purpose, for carrying anything or transporting anything from one place to another place. It's basically for picking the material. You have gesture mode. So already I discussed the control of your drone, which is you can control the drone by transmitter or you can control the drone from a ground control station. So without these two options, the third one will be special controls. So this is one of the special control, which is gesture mode. You don't need to use your transmitter or ground control station. You can use your hand gesture. Hand gesture means signals or signs that you make with respect to your hand. So if you're moving your hand left, then your drone also moves left. If you're moving your hand right, the drone will move right. So it's based on the gesture that you provide with your hand. So that's your gesture mode. And there are other special, let's say, controls. So you can control a drone by voice. You can give voice command. You can also control a drone by let's say mind. So if you're thinking, so you can have certain head gears which can read the thoughts in your mind, that can be formed into a signal, and you'll be able to control a drone even without doing anything physically, just by your thoughts. So all these are special controls. Why I'm just discussing all of them is because this special controls has certain limitation. So the special controls can be accessible only to certain inputs. You cannot 100% control a drone with the help of the special controls. So they have some limitations. That is the thing I wanted to add. So this application is pipeline gas flare inspection. So without recognizing anything, just by looking at the pipelines with the help of your camera, you are just understanding if there is any leakage, whether the flow is proper, because gases are invisible. Only with the help of sensors we will be able to understand if there is any leakage. Otherwise, with camera, you can understand whether there is any leakage at the junctions or at the pipelines. So this just helps us to avoid any accident because of this leakages. So we have like DNA collection. So trees are at a very high altitude. So therefore, if at all you want to collect something at the topmost point of the tree, then drones can be utilized for getting those DNA from tree branches. So that is another like application. And again, these drones also will have the autonomous features. So this is actually nano drone. So this drone's work is to collect DNA from a person who is, let's say, who has a high security profile. So who cannot be, just approached very casually. They'll have some security protocol. So therefore, if you can't get close to the person, you can use such technology to get their DNA and all. So this is as of now not commercialized. This technology is being developed in the country, but this is also like existing as a prototype and R&D phase. Insect drones. So this drone will actually use flapping wings. So instead of having rotors, even this drone, so they will be using the flapping wing technology where it's just like bird. Your wing is not fixed, it is flapping and your drone will be moving. So the idea behind the small drones are for spying, for not being recognized at high security areas. So that is the major aim, because if it is looking like insect, nobody will let's say try to stop the drone. So it's like drone in disguise. And we have HVAC inspection drones. So HVAC stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. So all these three process has ducts. So you will have duct. If you want to inspect a duct, you can use this caged drone. So the concept of the drone is keeping the drone inside a cage. So the cage is a movable cage first of all, because if it is a fixed cage, whenever the drone is hitting any obstacle, the cage will get the entire load and it will pass it to the drone. But if the cage is moving or rotating, this will not be transported to the drone structure at all. Instead, the cage will take all the force which is coming out of the hit from the obstacle. So it is for preventing the drone from damage when it is moving in a narrow path, very small area. That is your caged drone. And we have a technology called GPRS, ground penetrating radar system. So if you are in mining or agriculture, you want to understand what is present below the ground, then we use this GPRS technology. Radar waves, but they are very strong radar waves. They'll be able to penetrate through ground. They'll be able to get you the results whatever you're looking for. Four sectors have been identified: mineralization, seed germination rate, soil organic matter, denitrification. You can even understand if there is any particular metal present, or it can be also used for understanding whether there is any explosives planted underground. All this can be achieved with the help of this technology, ground penetrating radar system. So drone swarm technology, already in the introduction video we had our Sahasa telling about bot lab dynamics. So that is also a swarm technology, but it is for entertainment. So originally swarm technology will be very helpful in other applications also, specifically in defense. So if you want to go for any attacking of a target, mass attacking can be done through the swarm technology. So swarm technology is nothing but from a single control or in an automated way, group of drones can go for a single mission. Group of drones can be controlled from a single input. So that is this drone swarm technology. And I again just emphasize that it will be really helpful in defense technology and for other inspections in terms of agriculture or other industry based things also. Space drones. So there are R&D works going on for exploring the options where instead of a rover, drones can be utilized in space. So as of now, we are using space rovers. So it is like a RC car just moving in the spatial environment surface. Instead of that, drones can be utilized. The only thing is the drone must be highly insulated. The material must be very light. At the same time, it should be withstanding the heat and the other forces which is acting on the structure. So but that is being taken care of. It is as of now being tested at like planets like Mars as well as Saturn. Ambulance drone. So a drone for healthcare or drone for your medical purpose, where drone can carry the remedy for any problem. For example, some sensors that can understand the patient's condition, ECG, pulse oximeter, heartbeat, some other, some more like sensors that can understand the patient's condition. And you will also have a audio video system through which a medical person can communicate with the uh, patient and the attender of the patient, whoever is accompanying the patient. And as well as apart from this, you will also have some temporary, in certain cases permanent relief for the problem that they have identified. Like the payload will be a medical kit that can provide this relief to the patient. So this is ambulance drone, and again it is autonomous. So for this we should be creating an environment. When I say environment, we should need an unmanned traffic management system, UTMS. So UTMS means like you have ATC, air traffic control. So in air traffic control tower, you will be able to see the movement of all the aircrafts in a particular airspace. Whatever aircraft operating at whichever altitude, you will be able to know the whereabouts in ATC. Similarly, UTMS is also a platform where you will be able to monitor and understand the operation of UAV and drones in any airspace. So it will be really helpful for monitoring the traffic of this unmanned aerial vehicle. Fire rescue operation. So the drones will be equipped with IR camera. You can search through fire with respect to infrared camera, and you'll have certain sensors embedded on it, which is for understanding the smoke or the gases that is coming out of fire, the temperature, and also in some of the drones we'll have extinguishers embedded, so the drone will be able to stop the fire also. So apart from the firefighting drone, we also have industrial inspection drone. So the drone will be used for understanding the structures which is constructed by any industry. It is also useful in surveillance inside industry. So this drones perform inspection like visual inspection. So the camera will be very good such that you will be able to understand the surface defects present in any structure. That's your industrial inspection drones. So DJI Inspire is one commercial product which is available already. So DJI Inspire is an inspection drone. And disaster management. So whenever you have a natural disaster, the drones can be used for mapping the area. So this data can be compared with the previous data before the calamity, and we'll be able to understand what is the impact of damage that has happened due to disaster. Also, during the time of disaster, drones can be used for helping the people who are stuck in the disaster affected area by providing life jackets, by alerting the people to evacuate from a place, by providing them some food or any other essentials. All this can be done through drone. Damage assessment, it particularly understands the volume or the intensity of damage caused due to any problem. It can be a blast, it can be natural calamity, anything. So just by using drones without any other process, you will be able to understand the affected area and how it can be further rectified. The problem can be rectified. So we have submarine operations. Your drones can work underwater. So underwater drones are really helpful in understanding the underwater life also. And if you want to go to understand anything else like a structure constructed below water, pipelines, any other inspection kind of surveillance kind of work, then we can go for this underwater drone. So the reason for using this multi-rotor configuration in an underwater drone is because it can transition from underwater state to air as well, which means you can just lift off the drone from water and it can fly like a normal quadcopter in air, and again from being a normal quadcopter the drone can come inside water as well. So this configuration is called coaxial drone or X8 configuration. In civil construction sites, you will be able to understand the construction progress with help of drone. So aerially, you can understand the land, how the construction work is progressing. You can even do some surveys, volumetric survey over the construction land. Agriculture spraying drone. So the drones can spray liquids like fertilizers, pesticides over the crop autonomously. So the also the crop's health rate can be monitored with the help of multispectral camera. And there are other surveillance system and sensors which can be used for understanding the agriculture environment, the land areas, atmospheric conditions as well. So we have seed dropping drone. So your drone can basically sow seed or drop seed for germination. Instead of manual seeding, we can also use drones for the same purpose. We can map the drone that these are the spots where the drone should hover and it should be planting the seed balls. So that can be done precisely with the help of drones. So this is gas leakage inspection with respect to sensors. There are certain industrial gas sensors. So this sensors will be fixed to your drones. When the sensor is sensing any gas presence, it will give you an alarm. So you should identify the spot and correct the error present in that pipeline. And then we have wildlife sensors or forest research, where in a forest area you can understand the presence of animals, and if at all the forest area is less dense, we can use normal camera to understand. If the forest area is having more trees and it is high dense, then we use IR cameras for the same purpose. So in less dense forest, you use AI based camera with the help of shadow, with the help of image the camera is capturing. You will be able to understand what animal it is, and you will be able to get a precise count of the animal. And climate monitoring system. So you can monitor atmospheric condition parameters like pressure, temperature, humidity, the dust intensity, other UV light concentration. Many more sensors can be embedded. The advantage of doing it with the help of drone is, generally if you are doing it from a ground level, you can understand it only up to certain altitude. With a drone, you'll be able to hover and understand these parameters at different altitudes and different points in the like atmosphere. And volcano monitoring. So you can use cameras and some sensors for understanding the air quality and the particles present in air. And if at all the volcano is going to erupt, then the message can be passed on to the residents nearby, and the area can be evacuated to prevent loss of human life. So the technology used here will be camera and sensors. So the camera will understand the lava level or the eruption capability visually, and the sensors will give you the understanding of how the air quality, particles, or the temperature is changing daily. And smart farming drone. So smart farming drone is nothing but, this is not going to spray fertilizer, but the drone will be understanding the entire agriculture land's parameters, like what is the growth rate of the plant, whether the health of the plant is good, the irrigation pattern is good. So we'll be able to understand whether the spacing of the plants is good. All these things can be monitored using a drone, and we'll be able to find out the solutions very fast comparing the conventional methods. And traffic accident analysis. So you can use a drone for understanding any traffic accident scenario. The drone can be used for alerting the public. Drone can act as a traffic light by modifying the LED present in the drone. It can also give you it can also work on follow me mode. If at all somebody has, you have a case of hit and run, then the drone can follow the car and give you the details of the car. And you have railway track bed inspection. So your drone will be basically understanding the railway track bed physical, visual, sorry, not visual. So understanding the defects in the railway track. So if at all your railway track has any cracks on the surface, then this will be identified by the drone, and the position will be allotted to the technical team, and they'll just do the repairing work over the structure. So it uses different like technologies, cameras, some cases sensors like line follow or other light projecting sensors. Different technologies are used for this purpose. And power line inspection. So we use cameras to understand any physical defects present in the power lines, and just by looking at the power lines, we'll be able to understand whether there is any issue, and we'll be able to rectify the same. So these cameras are like high capacity zooming, high clarity cameras. And the final one will be order delivery drone. So when I say order delivery drone, it is not about single drone. So here we'll have a cluster of drones. Again, here you will require an unmanned traffic management system. So we can take case of any logistic partners like your courier services or food delivery services. So you have multiple people working at multiple locations for the same purpose under same brand. So the same goes here also. So we'll be using more number of drones. At the same time, these drones will be delivering to multiple locations, multiple packages. So they need a traffic management system. So it will be UTMS along with a group of drones. That's what this order delivery drone is. It is completely autonomous drone. So now coming to some, apart from the technical perspective, I would just like to give you, let's say, kind of knowledge on the support which is offered from government, as well as some of the fact about drone industry and the drone ecosystem. So first of all,
Hi, Krithiga, sorry to interrupt. So how
yes,
many slides are left? Can you let me know so that
no,
I can
we have only like 4 or 5 slides, 4 to
okay,
5.
fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Please go ahead.
Right. So as of now, we have more than 350 startups working on drones in India. And according to Ministry of Civil Aviation, in next 3 years, we can expect about 5,000 crore funding from various uh, investors across India for the development of drones as well as drone components. And the turnover of the industry might be growing to 60 crore. So as of 2020 to 2021, it was 60 crore, and it might grow over 900 crore in this 2023 to 2024 financial year. So this development has directly created more than 10,000 direct jobs, and also we can expect the industry to grow up to 30,000 crore, turnover capacity. So this was published by Ministry of Civil Aviation along with Invest India. So I wanted to share this. So this is the opportunity. I can say this is the support that we have for drone technology empowerment in India. So I would like to just explain about few bodies who provides support for the drone technology stakeholders. So it can be right from industry, academics, students, startups. Everybody is being supported by government. So first, of course, Department of Science and Technology. So working under Ministry of Science and Technology. I can say that DST is the parent body for rest of the bodies that I have mentioned here. So DST basically empowers science and technology community, right from students, institutions, researchers, startups, industries, etc., by providing grants, mentorships, even infrastructure development. Many other kind of support is provided by DST. So they create missions and schemes for the purpose that I have mentioned, and they support the not only drone technology, many other sectors, but now currently there are being more support offered to drone technology sector. And we have Technology Development Board. So they are working towards commercialization of products from small enterprise to any other industry. So they are investing to develop socially relevant technologies that can be really helpful for society. And we have India Science, Technology and Innovation Portal. So it is a platform which is basically working with similar objective of DST. It facilitates all the news, informations related to science and technology opportunities that is provided present in India. And we have Department of Scientific and Industrial Research, where they provide support for research and development by industries, and it is also majorly working towards development, promotion, utilization and transfer of technology. So these technologies are indigenous technologies which is being developed in India. And we have seed division. So seed division is nothing but science for equity, empowerment and development. So they offer location specific schemes, and also rural, urban,
Krithiga, we are running a little, we are overshooting the time. We want to also open the floor to questions. So, could we do that?
I think she got disconnected. Maybe.
Oh, she got disconnected.
Yeah.
Hi, Krithiga.
Yeah, just let me. She has joined from another account. Let me just give her the access. Yeah, Kritika, can you hear us?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Kritika. I was also saying that we are running a little over time. So if you could wrap up, because I'm sure the audience, there are over 100 and plus audience. So I'm sure people have questions to ask you. So once you're done with the presentation, we have to open the floor to questions.
Okay, sure, sure. I'll just wrap up in 5 minutes.
Okay, thanks.
Yes. So we have other bodies as well. So all these bodies, as I told, are supporting the technological development in India by providing funds, incubation support, even mentorships for development of such technology. And there is a mission called National Mission on Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical System, under which our IHFC is also working. So this mission is under the Department of Science and Technology, where funds are being provided for startups and for incubation support, and also fellowships are granted for people who are working on technology. Research and product development funds can be availed, as well as startup seed funds can be availed through the technology, sorry, through the mission. And under this mission, there are totally 25 TIH working in India at various IITs and reputed institutions. So there are other like bodies like Atal Incubation Center, and they also do the same kind of support funding for startup incubation, and they provide co-working spaces, Niti Seed Fund, and we also have mentoring support for market understanding, and they've also created a maker space, other infrastructure for the development and testing of this technology. So we have news in IEDC. So this is also for promotion of entrepreneurship. It is like a entrepreneurship development cell incorporated under many educational institutions. So they also offer commercialization, IPR support, other startup related supports to the students of that particular institute. So there is something called Startup India. So if our company is less than 10 years old, and if we are working on any technology domain, so we'll be able to avail these benefits using the Startup India recognition that we get from DPIIT, Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, under Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. So they have provide tax exception benefits. They provide some exceptions in when you're participating for any tenders or other like commercial activities. Some of the other funding agencies we have. So there are like sector specific funding agencies. They are not only funding agencies, they also work in development of technologies in those like sectors. So now I don't want to scare everyone with lot of challenges. So I have just listed out the challenges which I feel present in the drone technology sector, and basically the challenges which I faced when we were like working on drone technology field. So first of all, the investment required is very huge because the technology itself is very costly. So even a small component when you are purchasing, and if you are just making a trial and error, it will cost you very high. So therefore the investment point of view, I just gave you some example of funding agencies who can support you, whoever wishes to start a startup in drone technology sector. So investment point of view, it is very costly, and even after developing a technology, the maintenance of that particular technology or the component is uh, required. So without maintenance, the entire system might be spoiled. So technically, maintenance and operational challenges are still present. And you have issues in networking. So even though I said there are more than 350 startups, I can say that we don't have a very good network like other field. Or let's say if you take any other sector, energy or any other sector, all the industries and companies will work together. So they might find a solution. But here in drone technology sector, the networking or the joint collaborative efforts are very less, and we require at most support from regulatory bodies. I just gave you some restrictions and the regulations to be followed when you are using a drone in India. So this regulatory bodies permission is very much required when we are doing something for the first time, when you are trying for a new technology. So getting that support is also a little bit difficult in certain cases. And again, collaboration, we need a very strong collaboration. Only then any new technology can be developed. Also, the industries or startups must be quickly adapting to the transition phase. Like if you ask me, I said we are a 12-year-old company. So initially we were working on fixed wing UAVs. So the drones were not so famous. But within a 4 to 5 years of span from like starting our firm, drones came into picture, and now every commercial aspect is in drone. It is not in fixed wing UAV. So therefore, we should be adapting the technology, and we should be ready to transition from our conventional method to the modern regulations, as well as the techniques and procedures that we need to follow. And I will also suggest, if anybody is working for startup or business aspect, we shouldn't be limiting the services that we are offering, because we should be focused, of course, on what is our main objective. But at the same time, the services that we are offering should be multi-dimensional, and there should be multiple purpose from the same service. Otherwise, we cannot survive from one service or two service that we are offering in this drone technology sector. So these were few like challenges that we were facing. So I know it was a bit lengthy, but excuse me for it. If there is any questions, you can ask me.
Yes, if anybody wants to ask some questions, I think please raise your hand. And Udayan, yes, there are many arms, there are many hands being raised. Let's get the questions.
Yeah, so we have one question from Krithiga Rastogi. Please go ahead. We have to be quick actually. Yeah.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, good evening.
So I had a doubt. Like
Yeah.
we talked about the ambulance drone technology.
Yes.
So like what would be the concept behind it? The payload would be a kit only, or would it directly connect to the doctor? Like the patient is in certain situation, he cannot reach the doctor. So what is the concept behind it?
So the concept is it will be on both the aspect. It will carry the payload required for the remedy, as well as we'll be having a audio video system to reach the doctors. So it cannot be the same in all cases. So therefore, both the technology is integrated in the ambulance drone.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Suresh Kumar, probably will take up one more question from the audience. Then we can take one question from the chat.
Yes,
Yeah, please
please.
go ahead.
Hi, Krithiga. It was a great session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I happened to visit your stall at IASF also. Thank you
Okay.
so much. Yeah, the question is, Krithiga, how indigenous are we? We are still going behind China for components, and
Yes.
especially I am very concerned when it comes to flight controller and even we are working with only GPS. India has its own IRNSS, and I want to know how indigenous are we. And I also want you to talk about type certification, because there are so many drone companies out there selling their drones. But when I go to DGCA, it says only there are only 54 kind of drones which are type certified. We have to only rely on them, or can we go with the other things also? Thank you.
Yeah. So for your first question, yes, we, as per my knowledge, there is only 30 to 40% of components which is being, indigenously done in India. Still, we have some of the components imported from other countries. So therefore, we have to work really hard on that part. And there are few startups with permission of IHFC. I'm just telling there are few startups working under IHFC for production of such components like BLDC motor indigenously in India. And there are other startups working on flight controllers also. So to create their own flight controllers for their own drones. So that is the indigenous level that we are. And coming to second question, the type certification. As I said, selling a drone for commercial purpose without type certification is strictly not permitted. Apart from that, if it is for any academic purpose or if it is going to be any experimental purpose, then the type certification is not required. So if we are selling drone in India, it must be type certified if it is for commercial purpose.
Okay, any more questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Somebody
I
else
think
has
before
also raised their hand.
no, I think there's only one.
No.
Before we proceed
Also,
forward
there are some
further,
questions in the chat box, Udayan. Just check them out. Also, Krithiga, I would request, as I said earlier, to write down your email ID for people to reach out to you and your number if you're comfortable sharing it, so that they can reach out to you and ask their further queries.
Yes, yes, yes. I just have a question. So he is basically a IoT student and interested in drone technology by Harsh Saraswat. So they need guidance for startup. Of course, you can contact even PMM for the purpose. So you can get their contact details, Mr. Harsh Saraswat from Ghaziabad. So we offer internships at Drone Technology Park. Whoever needs to learn more, please come for this internship. Please follow IHFC as well as Jet Aerospace. I got some questions related to internships. And yes, there are multiple configurations of drone, quadcopter, excite, hexacopter. So they are totally dependent on your payload. What payload you're going to carry, what application we are going to work on. So depending on that, you can decide the configuration. It is available for the internships that we are offering is available for international students. As of now, direct internships are available. Online internships is not available because we have some permission restriction from the government of Kerala. So I can speak to it, speak to you separately. Okay, somebody has asked me, Adarsh Sedhu Madhavan has asked me regarding the density of air. So how can a drone work in space sector with respect to density of air without thrusters? Just by multi-rotor, we'll be able to do it. So the area will be totally vacuum. So therefore, a very less amount of thrust produced by drone can hover the drone. So that won't be a problem in spatial environments.
so I think maybe one question which will be of interest to both Jet Aerospace and the student who has asked about, are Jet Aerospace internships available for international students also?
So actually, we are offering summer internship, which is technology development internship in Drone Technology Park at IIT Delhi Sonipat campus, along with IHFC. So we are offering the training right from 5 days till like 90 days. So whoever wishes to learn more about drone, and this internship is an integrated internship. It is covering drone technology, defense technology, robotics, as well as agriculture technology. So we'll touch the aspect of drones in all these like sectors. So so it will be a hands-on training experience. You can refer our website, even our social media pages for the same.
Yes, one can refer to IHFC website as well, because all details on IHFC website as well as the social media.
Yes.
So I think, Pia, we can go ahead with the felicitation ceremony before.
Okay, okay. So all of you, I'm sure I can still see some hands raised, and I know all of you have a lot of questions, but this is all the time we have right now. So what you can do, write to Krithiga on all your queries, and she will, I'm sure she's
She's very, very regular in answering mails. So she will answer all your queries individually. I would right now like to invite our project director of IHFC, Professor S.K. Saha, to please come and give Krithiga the Springer voucher on our behalf, thanking her for being here with us today. Professor
Okay,
Saha?
so while, yes. So while, can you hear? Can you
Yes,
hear
sir.
Yes,
me?
sir. Yes, sir, we
Yes,
can.
yes.
Yeah. So while Springer voucher is on the way, but let me thank Krithiga to accept to deliver this lecture in such a short notice, and I'm very happy to see wonderful participation. We made a century today also, and thanks for such an informative things. And for those who are interested to know more about the drone and stuff, he already mentioned that in collaboration with IHFC, particularly for the Northern Zone people, it will be more interesting that, okay, we have this upcoming training coming up, including the international students. I think we should be able to cater them as well. If they're coming, someone was mentioning in the chat that there's an issue of payment and everything. I think we should be able to resolve those payment aspects. So thank you very much, Krithiga, and for a nice presentation, very informative. I was on and off there because I had a guest at home, but please accept this coupon. Are we showing the coupon to her?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we
Yes.
have.
So this is 150 euro, a gift voucher, the book voucher. You can order any book from Springer and sponsored by Springer. So please accept it on behalf of IHFC.
Thank you, sir. I actually
Thank
like
you.
reading books so much, so it will be really helpful for me.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so you may
Wonderful.
buy some,
Yes.
yes, you may buy some books in the area of drone maybe to enrich your domain knowledge and experience. Thanks
Yes.
again. Thanks for the all the participants to join and asking interesting questions. And I think it was a wonderful session today. Thanks to all.
Thank you
Yeah.
all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you everyone for joining. And thank you,
Thank you,
Saha,
sir.
for
Thank
your
you, sir. Thank
Professor
you.
Saha, for your kind words and always being there to encourage all of us to learn about new technology. And thank you, Krithiga and Professor Saha, to come on board today and enlighten us about drones, because it is the latest buzzword. Everybody is interested, but everybody doesn't know always where to go to. So IHFC is here to always help out and give you solutions. So we are happy to have hosted you today with this wonderful topic.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye bye. See you. Bye bye. See you next
See you.
time.
Kami ka, Kema. Sige. Tata, bye bye.